All right, you guys are live.
So are we waiting for Vince?
At least a quorum. Yeah, you need one more for a quorum. You've got, what, a 5-member board, I think?
Yeah, Vince and Carolyn and Beth.
So,
And Katie. Katie
Katie's
LaPerry's
logged
too.
in. Katie's
Okay.
here. Yeah.
No,
Hey,
it's,
everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good. Just, yeah, like someone else said, just hanging in.
Yeah.
looking for the agenda here. Oh, there it is. This could be a very short Tim Catella style meeting.
Well, we got a lot to cover, so
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we don't have a quorum.
if we don't have a quorum.
Lou, was that Vince that you called earlier?
I was Carolyn I called,
Okay.
but I did talk to Vince earlier. I know he was going to be available, so. I'm pretty sure Carolyn and Beth were available too. They may just be having trouble getting in. I don't know. Not my dog. At home.
Oh, we're getting Vince now. He's logging in. There you go. Hi, Vince. How are you? He's muted. There you go. How are you?
Very good. I was just helping Carolyn get on. So I don't see her.
No,
No.
I don't show another attempt yet.
Okay.
You are live, just so you know. We sent
Yeah.
it live at about 5 after.
Okay. So do we want to start the meeting or do we want to wait for Carolyn? I thought I had her on the right webpage.
That's at your discretion. You have your
Okay.
quorum. You've got your 3.
She says she just texted me. She can't get in. Not able to sign into meeting.
All right, let me
Okay.
let me tweak something.
Oh boy.
We'll get her in. Let me change something here quick. Lou, if you want to tell her to go ahead and try clicking that link again.
Okay.
She can call in. She has the phone. Want the phone number? She can call in, right? We don't have to see her. Can she call in?
Someone, I'm unmute. There she is.
I'm
There's
here.
someone.
I finally got it.
There she is.
Sorry. I finally. Hello, everyone.
All right.
Where are you? Like in a brewery? Looks like you're in the,
No, I'm down. I wish I were, but no, I'm downstairs in my husband's office.
oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the furnace. It really is.
So let's start the meeting. I mean, we'll take the roll call. This is a Zoom meeting for Parks and Rec. It's 6:11, 11 minutes after 6. So we'll take roll call and begin our meeting. Those that are trying to sign in or come in late, we can fill them in as we go along. So first, let's just take the roll call. Commissioner Gary DeLello.
Here.
Brett.
Here.
Commissioner Carolyn Marks is here.
Here.
We know that. How about Beth?
No Beth.
Okay. How about Council Member Kately? Katie's
Hey,
not
I'm
here
here.
either? Oh, she's here. Okay.
There she is.
All right, great. Parks Administrator Lou Lansing.
Present.
Okay, so we'll take the review of the minutes. The last meeting that we had was in February. So we sent out those meetings dated February 13th. And I'll have a motion to accept those as written.
I'll make that motion.
Who was that, Gary?
That was Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
But I'll
Brett.
second it. I'll second it, Vinny.
Okay, and Gary DeLong will second it. So, I got Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Hey,
Any opposed? Okay, so minutes, February 13th, were passed. Next, petitioners. So I guess petitioners have they can, if they want, they can feed into this somehow. Is that correct, Carrie?
In theory, yes, we're currently operating under a submission of correspondence. So your petitioners and correspondence section from the clerk's office, as far as we're concerned, will be one and the same. You've not had any correspondence submitted from anybody wishing to be heard from the board on our end.
Okay, so no petitioners, correspondences tonight. So it brings us right to Lou, who's been very busy, and even though we haven't met in a few months, Lou has been very busy. And Lou, go ahead. I'll let you take the table. Tell us what you've been doing and give us the June report.
Well, I guess I want to ask first, I sent a May report out, Parks report, and in it was the document you guys had all requested, City of Oneonta Parks improvement priorities. And I wondered if you had any questions about that. Obviously, some of these priorities with COVID-19 will change. But I wondered if you'd all gotten a look at that and had any questions on it. Especially Carolyn and Beth had not seen it before.
This is the checklist that had the priority list. You mean the improvement priorities, wasn't it? Was that sent out in April? You mean, right?
I sent it out. It was part of my May Parks report.
Okay.
I didn't know, and I know everybody got it. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it. If there's any questions on it, any feedback.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's a very nice. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of priorities. There's a lot of things going on, but it seems like they have checked off all the correct ones that we would think would be high priority. I didn't notice anything in there that was saying, well, why are they back burning that? But it seemed good.
Okay. Well, then I'll just move on if no one had any questions about it. Do you want me to just go through this June report then, Vince, that I sent?
The what report?
The June report for tonight. You want me to just go
Yep.
through that?
Sure.
I hope you all had a chance to look at it. I sent it yesterday, and I do apologize. I was waiting to see if there were going to be any updates coming. There were a couple, but I'll just go through this. The The city parks obviously remain open for individual and family activities like biking, hiking, running, walking. We are allowing pickleball and tennis, but we are closed for all team sports and group activities. We are encouraging the public to use masks and practice social distancing, which I can say for the most part is being done. All park facilities, playgrounds, pavilions, and restrooms remain closed. As you all know, recreation and entertainment are in phase 4 of the governor's plan for reopening New York, and Mayor Herzig will keep us posted if and when these restrictions are relaxed. The events canceled, and there are a lot of them. Leather Sacking Baseball has canceled their season. You all are probably aware Oneonta Outlaws have canceled their season. The Women's Softball League is canceled. Legion Baseball Tournament canceled. Delot's and Angle Summer Dog Show in Damaski canceled. Their dog class canceled. Cooperstown Baseball World canceled. And I just heard yesterday the Lions Club Fishing Derby is canceled. And just to reiterate what I sent in May, all canceled programs will receive a refund for any prepaid fees and their application fee, which is unusual, but this is an unusual circumstance. So we're refunding anything. Summer events still pending are Family Resource Network, Duck Derby. They're looking at fall dates. Trout Unlimited Fishing Clinic may still happen. Cooperstown Backyard Baseball is requesting dates for a lot of dates for August. The National Adult Baseball Association usually has a tournament the first weekend in July. So far, that's still on. Not sure if that will happen or not. I'm not sure if we'll be open by then. We're just gonna have to wait and see. The Cooperstown Youth Tennis League program, I hope will happen. I think will happen. The Hurricane Youth Baseball and the Daily Star Family Flea Market are still all on hold, but they have applied. Some summer programs obviously are looking at fall dates, but may end up being canceled. We're just gonna have to wait and see. We are in contact, the city is in contact with Frank Russo and Michelle Cook. I think, I know the mayor had mentioned that he is setting up a meeting with them to see about possible hours for the pool, possibly opening the pool if we can do so safely. Our staff commenced pool preparation today. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I will keep you posted as that progresses. I think the mayor had asked for somebody from this commission to be available at that meeting. Do you remember that, Vince?
Yeah.
That's the meeting about with Frank and the pool and so forth.
Right.
Tomorrow, I can be the one that can sit in on that.
Did he give you a date for that?
Yeah, he sent it out to me. I'll forward after we get done. My technical savviness is not after the meeting. I'll send it out out the email that he sent me.
He didn't send it to me, so, all right, maybe, all right. The city's summer concert series is the next thing on my report. It's scheduled to begin June 25th. Obviously, entertainment is not allowed yet. Recreation activities are not allowed yet. Carrie and I have been working on some plan to still offer the concerts. We have option 1 and option 2, and basically what they are we hope to, Carrie has generously offered to live stream the concerts. What we're thinking is going in Damaski Field where they're gated, so we have no audience, and live streaming the concerts so that they will carry on, probably have more spectators, more concert goers than we've ever had before. If and when we're able, option 2 is if and when the restrictions are listed, we might allow drive-in concerts, so people can come sit in their car and watch the concerts in person and still maintain the live streaming, because I think it's going to be very successful. I have been in contact with all of the 10 bands involved. 8 of the 10 band members have responded. 6 are completely on board. 2 are getting back to me. 2 I haven't heard from, but I will keep you posted on that. I have not heard from all of the fall big groups yet. The soccer club, Destination Oneonta, Balloon Fest, and the Pit Run, I've not heard from. I'm sure that I will. I do have applications right now from the Alzheimer Association and ARC Otsego all in the fall. I'll keep you posted on those. Greg Mattice asked me to let you know about a couple park projects. Demoski Field, he anticipates will be done in June. And just wanted to let you know that with the potential for budget cuts, considering our current situation, some projects may need to wait for another time. His recommendation is that we move forward on the court resurfacing projects in Wilbur and Neowa. I support that as well. The basketball court lighting and the dog park projects will probably have to go on hold for another time. He also asked me to get feedback from this group to see if what you thought about creating a volunteer group to help take over the dog park, or not take over, but help gain sponsorship and help with maintenance of a dog park. He thinks that, I think too, that it might help the project happen and would certainly lighten the load on the city park staff to maintain another area in the park. He's also recommending that we move that back to the original plan in the master plan, Neowa, which is over by the wooded area. And that's why I sent you all the master plan so you could see it. I'll just go on with the last part of my report, which is actually good news coming from Judy Pangman in the Community Development Office, with the help of Mary Robbins and Phyllis Orlowski. Judy had secured a small grant from the United States Tennis Association to help supply safety products, hand washing, sanitation, masks, gloves, for that youth program, which is scheduled to be in Wilbur Park, July 6th to the 17th. I strongly advocate that we allow that program to happen, but we're just gonna have to wait and see after we hear from Mayor Herzog. I think he will also support it, but we'll go from there. That's my report. Vince.
Yeah. I guess just the things that you've mentioned, thank you for a thorough report as always. But I mean, I guess the thing that kind of raises a little bit of a red flag is the dog park, getting, as you put it, volunteer group or sponsors. So that means that we would the city would construct a dog park, but wouldn't be able to sustain it, or.
I'm not completely sure what Greg has in mind with this. I will tell you that looking in other municipalities, a lot of them are going with, just like right now, we get a lot of help from a group that does the community gardens. We maintain it, we do those things, and they kind of run it. I think that that's sort of what we're looking for with a dog park here. The city, that, a little help with the maintenance. I think when you have community buy-in, things happen more positively.
I agree.
And this is certainly very much a very requested facility. I think it's just a matter of maybe our commission taking a little bit of a leadership role and trying to find a group that would be willing to volunteer to help out with this project.
Yeah, I think a garden club's a little different. I'm just trying to get my wrap my hands around what it would entail. Does that mean picking up dog poop and
I don't know that that's really. Maybe. I don't know. My guess is if you have a little bit of community buy-in, people are a little bit better about picking up after themselves. I think that there will probably still be days that we need a volunteer group to come and help spruce things up. And so that might involve picking up some dog poop.
Okay, no, I just thought the dog park thing was pretty much, you know, there, it was on target. It was a done deal. They were just waiting for fencing or what have you. But I understand, you know, these are odd times, and things are going to have to be backburned. So we can discuss this or cross that bridge a little bit more when it gets closer to the time being. But you know, I think you probably can. There's enough pet lovers in the area that would come to our aid if we said, look, we can make this thing go a lot easier and a lot faster if we show some you know, folks that are interested in getting involved and showing some community support and being a part of the fabric of the dog park. I think we'll move quickly. So, all right. Anybody else have any comments?
Vinny, just a name I want to drop as far as that dog park. One of my first meetings that we had there, and they talked about it. That's how long ago they've been talking about it. Chris Moore, remember our old math teacher?
Yes.
Yeah, I know him.
He was leading the way. Now, I don't know if he's still involved or not, but he was leading the charge. And I'm sure if he's still around, he would probably round some people up for that.
Yeah. Chris is a neighbor of mine, and he is, he's really, really passionate about this. So he might be,
Maybe
and
you
he's
could
still
talk
around.
with him.
So
Maybe you
Okay.
would talk with him. That'd be great.
yeah, sure.
Lou, do we have a somewhat of, I know it's a short term under the improvement priorities. Do we have a date that the dog park might be completed by?
Well, originally it was supposed to be this year, but
Okay.
I think we're having to make some choices on some things. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Carolyn. I don't know.
Okay.
So
I just have a quick question, sort of to follow up on your statement just there, Lou, about having to make some choices about the funding the court resurfacing
Right.
instead of the other projects. To me, what jumps out is that lighting on basketball courts is like a safety thing. So I guess my question is it a cost issue? Is it less expensive to resurface the courts than it is to update the lighting, or do you know what went into that recommendation?
yes, I think I do. I think the courts are in a situation right now that if we don't do something with them, it's going to be a bigger expense down the road. I think the other thing is it's also a safety hazard because those courts are very slippery. They have big cracks in them. I also think right now we have a lot of individual groups and we have a lot of bigger groups using those courts. So we have a lot of people depending on or really counting on those courts. We have a new youth tennis program. We have Hartwick uses the courts in the fall. The high school uses them in the spring. Hartwick also requested to have some use of them this spring. Tennis and pickleball right now are two activities that we can still allow people to do in the parks. So I think, I know from Greg's point of view that if we push this down the road, it's going to be more expensive in the long run.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think that was the rationale with that.
Okay. Thank you.
So on the resurfacing of the courts, I have gotten a lot of calls, or when people see me about the pickleball and are we going to line courts permanently or what? And so is that in the resurfacing? Is that the pickleball? I saw the diagrams you sent. There was a couple different versions,
Yeah.
but so are pickleball courts going to be? Are they going to be increased, the number of them, and are they going to be lined?
Yes, we're going to make Newa Park the pickleball haven. That will be the pickleball courts. It will be a complex, for lack of a different word. We will have 8 pickleball courts. Greg is getting a quote right now from Oneonta Fence on putting fencing between courts so the balls are not going from one court to another, which will make the pickleball people very, very happy. I can tell you from playing pickleball that it's terrible when balls roll on the other courts. And the feeling is, in any municipality, when you build pickleball courts, it's such an expanding sport that they're saying, build more than you think you need. And Greg did this whole thing. He's got the dimensions all lined up so that we can have 8 courts. I think it'll be wonderful. I think it's a fabulous idea. Okay, and they will be permanent courts. So all you'll need to do, just like tennis, you come, you go in, you just need your paddle and a ball. Everything's there for you, which we don't have now. The lines will be permanent. The nets and standards will be in the ground permanently, except for winter. We'll remove them to save the surface, but it'll be great.
Yeah, that's great news. That's great. So on one of the other diagrams I saw, and this is for Willow Park, the tennis courts, one was a basketball court.
Yes, we're going to convert the 8th tennis court. We're going to take that away. What we really need is for these people to use the courts, these outside organizations, they need 6 regulation tennis courts. And the preference, especially from the NCAA, not that we have to do everything with the NCAA, we don't, but you need 6 courts without pickleball lines on them. That's the preference. So what we decided is that 8th court, which is almost not used at all, we thought it might be best to convert that to a basketball space. And so we will put a fence up there and have that be a basketball area.
Okay, so what are you calling court number 8? The one as you go to the 3 courts that are by the pool?
The 3 courts closer to the pool are 6, 7, and 8 is the one closest to the fence on Union Street.
Okay.
That's 8, and that will be converted to basketball.
So number 8 is the one closest to the road?
No, closest to Union Street.
Union Street, okay.
So, and that's what the diagram should depict. It's hard to see, but.
Does the city own the land closest to court number 8 on the side where the trees kind of come over?
Yeah, some of those trees we do not own. I think Greg is trying to work something with those owners so that we can cut down some of the, not cut down, but do something about those trees that drop stuff on that court.
Yeah, because that's a concern, because whether it's tennis or whether it's basketball, those droppings are it's like moss on a roof. I mean, but it's worse on a tennis court because you say you're safe about safety. And the folks that go there, they just want to go and shoot baskets, or they just want to go there and play tennis. They're not going to want to squeegee it and clean it. I think you're just asking for trouble if we can't take down some of those trees.
Well, we have a plan to remove quite a few trees around courts 1 through 5 in Wilbur. And I know that they were working, Greg was trying to work with the landowners along Union Street, that those trees that impact Court 8. We don't want to put a basketball court there and do nothing about those trees. You're absolutely right. We have to do that.
No, as always, you're 5 steps ahead of me.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe half a step.
All right. Anything else for Lou?
At least you're stepping, Vinny.
Yeah, I'm stepping. Man, I don't know. Okay. Well,
Louise, can I just ask a question about the going back to the concerts? When you say live stream, will there be a screen of some sort that people will see the bands and hear them? Do you know what I mean? Because I know a number of groups come in from St. James Manor, the the Plains of Parish, sitting in their cars. So would they turn it on the radio? I just explained to me how that would work.
I think it's all online. Carolyn, I'm going to let Carrie, can you chime in here since this is your thing?
Yeah. The goal with doing the live stream concerts would be to have the use of Demaskey Field with Gary's blessing. We would be able to lock the gates to prevent public access. So we would limit our groups of less than 10 people, including the band, myself, live streaming, and whoever the park representative in place happens to be.
Okay.
The concerts would be live streamed on our Facebook channel. So the Parks and Recreation channel, we can share that to our city channel. And I can typically hit about 10,000 people between all of our pages. And then hopefully as word catches on and people become more familiar with where to find it, we can get even more. It offers people the ability to attend a concert that they normally wouldn't be able to. They get exposed to people and bands that they normally wouldn't be able to. People that are normally housebound will be able to log on using their website, their Facebook page, and see what's going on. We also have the ability to cross-feed that onto our website if we find that attendance for whatever reason isn't what we think it would be. But I know that when we live stream our common council meetings, I can generally within the first 24 hours just for council meetings hit 2,000.
Okay.
So I think if we're to put an entertainer in place, you're going to far exceed that. I think when we're considering St. James Manor, Hampshire House, things of that nature, they typically have a social room or a gathering area.
Yes.
So they would be able to have one connection and display that for all of their residents to see. So it would be much more accessible to them at a volume that they need. Viewing distance-wise, people will get closer than they're able to. The senior citizens that normally sit in their vehicle will be able to be right up front and personal and see everything that's going on. In some cases, it may be a better viewing experience than they would have if they did attend in person. Going on to option 2 that Lou had presented, if we do have the ability to, as the phases progress, move into having people in the park, the concept kind of evolved from a drive-in theater type of situation, whereas the bandstand is moved to a more solid surface. Parking is allowed in the larger parking area, and we have vehicles that park. They're able to see and hear what's going on. And if need be, we find that volume's an issue. We find that we get more cars, more people than we anticipate. Sourcing some sort of FM transmitter, much as you would find if you went into a drive-in theater experience, so that people could, if they had to, for whatever reason, close their windows, turn it up. You have people that are sensitive to heat. They're still able to use their air conditioning, and we can still accommodate them in a variety of situations. So
amazing. Great. Wow.
Yeah.
Good work. Good work.
And we really, really didn't want to cancel the concerts. I think people need something to look forward to. And, you know, all the bands that have given me feedback are kind of excited about it because you're going to be able to reach a lot more people than they would have even if they were in the park.
Absolutely true. Excellent. Good thinking, creative, thinking outside of the box.
It's Carrie. It's Carrie. She's wonderful.
Oh.
That away, Carrie.
Yeah. She's the best.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's I think like you hit it on the nail on the head. I mean, folks are just trying to look forward to anything that in the Parks and Rec is a place. You know, I get all the time. They want anything. I mean, you know, when they heard the fishing derby was canceled, families were. They were so disappointed. I guess that fishing derby, I haven't participated in a while. My kids are all older, but they love going to that. Just anything to look forward to, and something like that with the concerts, thinking creatively and outside the box is great. So let's hope we can make that happen a little bit. Any other correspondences that you had, Lou? Because I don't have any other. The only I kind of jumped in with the pickleball. The only correspondence I've had is about the pickleball and when's it going to open? What are we doing with it? Are there going to be more courts? And you've answered all those questions. And the big thing will be that they don't have to. All they need to bring is their paddle. Don't have to worry about setting things up. That's the main question I get.
Yeah, they can walk right on and play, and that's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a big change for them. And the only other thing I wanted to touch base with, I I know Katie had sent the email about garbage cans in the park, and so I did want to follow up with that. I spoke with John Williams today. I actually included him in that email that you had sent. And I did have to say that he immediately commented that we did not have all of our garbage cans for a lot of reasons. One being we've just had our workforce back for a week. And the other is that we'll just be starting this next weekend. I believe he said this next weekend, the weekend garbage pickup. So today he asked all of his park staff, they put 7 more trash receptacles in Neowa and 4 more in Wilbur. So I think people will be happier to have that in. I also got a request from the pickleball people again, asking about the temporary pickleball courts that are in Wilbur right now until we do resurface. The blue lines have almost completely disappeared. So we are going to next week do some painting of those courts, just a light paint to tide them over until we decide what's happening with our resurfacing project, just to keep everybody happy.
Okay. Okay. Next on the agenda is old business. And the only bullet I had for old business from the last time we met was the Little League baseball fields. Are they, Greg gave a nice diagram, showed us a nice diagram of putting in the request that the league wanted another field down there where the Pee Wee kind of baseball diamond is. So that's been stalled, or that's not going to happen either, or?
Yeah, and as far as Little League goes right now, we're not allowing use of Rich Murphy Field because that's a city field, and right now, no activities on city facilities.
Okay.
So I'm guessing
Rich Murphy's our field? The Little League field is our field?
Yes, it's a city field. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So they're doing Little League. They're doing Little League on the 6th Ward field, but they are not using, much to everyone's disappointment, they're not able to use Rich Murphy Field right now.
Okay. Okay. So that's like back on all those other events that haven't canceled yet. You mentioned some that haven't canceled yet. They're not going to have any choice if the city. If we don't open up.
Well, because we're in phase 4, recreation's phase 4, and they need 2 weeks between each phase. I think we're going to be at least till July until we can do much. There is, I think, swimming pools are being up to municipalities, so that's something different. But right now, that's where we are. I'm hoping by July we can open our facilities, but I don't know that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody have anything else on for old business? Okay. So then on new business, here's my question. It's just when restrictions are lifted. Do we have any time frame of how long it would take to get our parks, basketball courts put up and rims put up and nets and picnic tables out in the pavilions? Is there any, and will the city have enough workforce to be able to, say, hey, let's make parks and rec and the Newa and Wilbur, make them a priority? How long do you think it would take for us to get up and running? If in the middle of July, the 4th phase is August 1st, they say, okay, well, let's go. Are we gonna get a roadblock from the city saying like, oh, it's only for a month, so we don't have the man and women power to get it up and going. We're just gonna close it for the season. That's kind of my worst nightmare right there. And I think anything little is better than nothing at all. So I guess, what do you envision? Once we get the okay in the 4th phase and to get going here?
I support what you're saying, and I would support, just like with the concerts, I think something is better than nothing. I think we can get operational more quickly because we are maintaining everything now. Mowing and clipping and all that stuff is being done routinely. We don't have play on Demoski Field right now, so we should be able to get Field 6 ready quicker. We are not playing softball on the other 4 fields, so we should be able to devote time to Field 6, time to the pavilions, time. I think we'll be able to get up and running fairly quickly. Do I have a sure date? No, I don't. Do I know we can do it in a week? I don't know that. It's something I can certainly talk to Greg and John Williams about and see, and maybe get some information to you. If we got the approval for July 1st, how fast could we be up and running? I could approach that with them.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious because I mean, once you get the okay, people are going to think in our society of ours, a now society, people think once the switch is turned on or off, things are going to happen overnight, which is unfair because we can't put out all the soccer goals and we can't put up all the are the rims taken down or the whole basket taken down?
Just the rims. And they did that fairly quickly in like a morning. So I think that could go back up fairly fast.
Yeah. Well, again, they should just, again, and they know better than, I mean, they get it, but just prioritize what should be done first. And, if soccer goals are the last thing that need to be, because I know those are hard work. They're heavy. They need to be moved. You can put nets on them. Picnic tables in the pavilions, but people are going to want, once it's a go, people are going to want to get in the pavilions and have picnics right. So I'm just curious if it's a 3-week process, is it a 2-week, is it a 1 week? If you put all hands on to get the parks open, can they do it in a week? I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything for a new business? Okay. If nobody has anything else, we can get a motion to adjourn at 6:55.
I'll go ahead and I'll make that motion.
Okay, Gary makes a motion to adjourn. Second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Carolyn's a second. All in favor?
Get in there, Carolyn. Yeah.
All in favor? Yay.
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 Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thanks for your